Hello everyone, it's Dave, as in Dash of Dave here, and
Brian of the Silvered Fox.
And we're back for another episode of Craft, Banter and Chat, also known as CBC.
CBC.
And it's episode what, Brian?
We're up to episode 9 already.
Nine weeks of it.
9 weeks of this madness.
So I will just give you a fair warning. I have a range of voices today.
He's just back from the brink of death.
So I believe I've had COVID, and it's taken its toll on my breathing ability and my fatigue levels, etc. So we've had to wait until Friday evening to record this. It's late.
The problem with that is, that means I can't make you laugh.
No, because if you make me laugh, it's over.
It could be the end.
I could rupture a lung.
It could be the bit that pushes you over the edge finally.
I'll be in one of those metal tubes for a long time.
Are you leaving all your craft stuff?
Don't.
Sorry. Yep.
I said you couldn't make me laugh. I'm going to have to edit that bit out now. It's like we're only 1 minute and 37 seconds into it and I was already coughing. So I'm going to have to make notes of when I need to edit now because I literally cannot laugh. I sound like Muttley when I do. So yes, you can have all of my craft stuff. You're allowed to laugh, but I can't.
Yeah.
So unlike normal, when I laugh, I can't. It hurts, Brian. It really, honestly, it hurts so much. I can't help it. So 1 minute 30-ish, I've got to get rid of, and 2 minutes 30, I'm going to have to get rid of because
I cough every minute.
I sound like I'm bringing a lung up. So,
do you want to start again?
No.
All right.
I'm a consummate professional who will just carry on.
Fair enough.
Carry on as though nothing has happened.
And because you've edited it out, nobody will ever know it.
And hopefully, because I've edited it out, nobody will ever know the difference.
Okay.
The other thing we haven't set up is the clock recording. I just sound like
no.
So I'll have to do that later as well.
We'll do it after, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to dive into some questions then?
Yes, let's do some questions before I
do you
die.
crafty or non-crafty to start?
Let's do some crafty stuff because we haven't done much crafty stuff, and like the people are tuned in.
Not make you laugh this time.
3 minutes 30.
Every minute.
Every minute we'll have an edit. Oh.
So,
okay.
Crafty then.
Yes.
What's your favourite thing you've ever made?
It's got to be one of my lap books, I think. I really love making a lap book, and I think that's the reason why I've ended up making this curiosity dossier. That we've now decided to call it because I've made a label for it that says dossier on it. So
it's evolved as you've gone along then.
Yes, it has. Well, it was a curiosity folio to start with, and mainly the titles have just been folio because curiosity is just a big word to fit in.
Yeah.
But it's now turned into a dossier. But so curiosity dossier is even bigger word to fit in. Well, 2 words to fit in.
It is.
So yes, I really enjoy that kind of lap booky because I can let my imagination flow.
Fair enough.
The ebb and flow of I'm trying to make myself laugh of my imagination. I can't laugh anyway because it's not anything 30.
No, I know.
So
you've got to hold out for a little while.
I've got to hold out for like 45 seconds. So yes, that's my favourite thing to make. Favourite make, I mean. So what's yours?
Well, I was thinking about that. I asked the question, but I'm not sure. I've liked a kind of, I suppose, the Elves of Winter's Keep because I wrote a story about those.
I've still got that recording, me doing the...
Well, there's more now because I've written more.
There's more owls.
Yeah. There's more owls and I want to make some more.
You don't. You guys out there, you won't know anything about the Owls of Winter's Keep, but it was a.
I think I did flip through to the journals. I'm not sure.
But I never did the recording
But you
for
never
you,
did the
I?
recording. But what else?
I've done a recording, but it was never published. More to the point. So.
The really, really, really loved making the 3 journals that I made out of your winter kit that never got released.
Oh, I know.
Because I just think that's
so
beautiful.
I've had an idea. So just folks, just bear with me. It's going to sound like I'm advertising, but I'm not. My Ko-fi has now got some digitals on it that are available for free, or pay a little bit of money, or if you subscribe, then you'll get them for free that you might have to pay for outside of the subscription. And I thought about releasing that into the Ko-fi.
Into the Ko-fi.
It's just some of the kits, because they're smaller, it's a lot of work to release them on Etsy, and I'd rather release the bigger kits on Etsy.
Yeah.
Because there's so much work that goes into them. Honestly, don't get me started on how much work there is on Etsy.
So that's one of my favourite things you've ever made, that wintry one. Just because of the blues and the watercolouriness of it, and and I really liked making the journals. But then recently, nobody's seen it yet, but the lap book that I made out of your medieval kit, I really enjoyed that.
All right.
Because that's just got, you've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, you've given it to me to.
It's got so much. You've got the other one.
All right.
But the lap book's done now, so you can have that one too.
Can I just pause you there a minute?
Go on.
I'm going to have to cough.
Go on.
Okay.
But yeah, that the lap book that I made, I love that. So. Yeah.
So okay, cool.
Yeah, they're the things that I love the most that I've made and done.
So yeah, I also enjoyed making that grimoire that I made.
Uh-huh.
That I made. I guess I didn't enjoy the process because I was making it for someone, and I was overthinking the process of what does that person want from this. But I'm going to make another one of those.
But for yourself.
For me, well, not necessarily for me, but
no,
but not not to order.
Yeah.
Because I think I might get more out of it this time.
Yeah, and more fun.
Yeah, because I like that. It all adds to that grunginess.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me that was
cool. So off the back of that, is there something that you've always wanted to make, but feel a bit intimidated by?
I guess I don't necessarily feel intimidated by making things. It's not the intimidation factor that I feel. It's I don't know. I sometimes don't know whether it would land well with my audience.
Do people want to see
my people? I don't know. I don't know whether it would land well with them, and whether it would be something that they'd want to see. Because there's some things I really would like to do.
For instance.
So, for instance, the some of you guys out there have seen my Mad Hatter's Top Hat 3D sculpture journal. So it's a journal, but it's 2 halves of a top hat that opens up into a journal. And I'd like to do something like that again, but the construction of the 3D element of it is mainly like paper mache or papier mache. Papier mache.
If you're a skunk.
Yes. If you're Pepe Le Pew.
If you're Pepe Le Pew, then off you go.
But it's paper mache. The frame, the outside of it, because obviously you don't want it to be like, you can't cut a real top hat. It would kill me if I cut a real.
I'd kill you if you cut a real top hat.
But also you don't want to make it out of anything else bulky, otherwise it's too heavy.
Yeah.
So paper mache, and I like doing those kind of things, but I don't know whether it's things that people want to see. So maybe I'm asking the question: is it something you want to see?
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the comments, you know what to do.
Because the journal side of it is making. You have to kind of do some different things to be able to make it attached to a 3D thing.
Yeah.
and that might be interesting, but I would need to make the 3D side of the thing. So, like, I might make a teapot or something like that.
Yeah.
But I like doing stuff like that.
Mm.
What about you? What intimidates you besides me with a cough?
Yeah, you with a cough. Up close and personal. I'd like to have my own kit, but like painted myself, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Not painting yourself.
No, not paint myself. Nobody needs to see that, let alone wants
I've
to
seen
see
potato prints. I've never seen like Brian prints.
It's much the same. I look like a potato most of the time. Just a hairy one. Yeah, because I have some ideas for like, and I am quite arty, I suppose. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, you are arty. Yeah.
So yeah.
Is that another term for flamboyant?
Yeah. Outrageously flamboyant. Oh, set himself off now. I can't make you laugh, but you can make yourself laugh.
11:56.
It's a lot of editing for this late in the week. So yes, the more like, and I don't know if I ever will, because you need more than one picture. You need to be able to manipulate stuff and do arty stuff on the computers and that.
It takes a lot of time and effort to get.
Yeah. So that might be a long. On my retirement, I will have a kit that I've spent 20 years painting pictures.
Maybe you should be doing those kind of things instead of just churning out more journals, because when you move into you're going to have a whole bedroom of its own for all the journals that you've made.
True.
Maybe you should be ploughing that effort into doing something like that and then release that kit, because I can help you kind of digitize it.
That's true. Yeah. There you go.
Maybe when you've moved into your new apartment.
Less intimidating then.
Yeah.
Something to think about. Yeah.
So Brian's planning to move soon. So
very soon.
Yeah. So he's got found a new place to rent. So
yep. And then I can start working on videos and stuff again and do it properly this time, because I'll have space and room and my own.
And you'll be in your own environment, so you won't have to worry about
I'll be able to make videos late at night without waking people or stuff like that. So that I'm looking forward to. I'll be able to use a heat gun and stuff like that.
Yes.
And my sewing machine in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night. Well, yeah, it depends on what your neighbours think. But there you go.
No. There'll be neighbours, they can bang on the wall. It's different when you live in the same house.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Okay, so are we sticking to a craft theme?
Yeah. Let's keep crafting.
What's the first craft you ever did?
Oh, that I don't know. My grandma taught me to sew and knit. She wasn't a good crocheter, so she didn't teach me crochet. I learned crochet further down the line. But she taught me to sew and knit. So I guess they're the first crafts I was introduced to. But then I found my own way, and I used to make things. So when I was a kid, I used to take cardboard boxes of people and make miniatures and little dolls' houses, and I'd make things like using my Lego. I'd make like working models of things like washing machines and dishwashers made from cardboard. And
pay money for those now.
What? I know, but they weren't like miniatures. I mean, they were working models.
Lego, you pay money for.
Yeah, well, it'd be like a cardboard,
a garbage truck.
Yeah, so it'd be like a cardboard outside. So, like the washing machine, I made a cardboard outside. The Lego part was the motor. So I made the motor, and it was a battery operated motor that was part of the Lego kit. And then I had the drum was made from like a plastic bottle, and it span, and you could reverse action it, and it had a little door that closed, and you could had like a window in it, and I used to make those kind of things, and I made like dishwashers and things like that. But like, because I've always found things like that fascinating. I guess really I should have gone into engineering, but like it wasn't on the cards for me. I left. I mean, this is I'm digressing a little, but like I left school and I went to see so when you leave high school in the UK, you go and see a careers officer, don't you? And the careers officer said to me, "What would you like to be?" And I said, "I wanted to be a teacher." And he laughed in my face and told me I was too thick to be a teacher, and that I should go and work in retail because that's the only thing that for people like me. So I did have a career in retail, and then I became a good one, and then I became a teacher.
Lo and behold.
But I guess I'd ruled out engineering because it wasn't even exposed to me. I didn't even know there were such jobs because like I was dumbed down at school. No, I was dumbed down at school.
Yeah.
So I was basically treated like I was an idiot. So and if you don't know jobs exist, you don't know that you can do them.
True. Very true.
So maybe it's a good job I wasn't an engineer because I wouldn't necessarily be doing the stuff that I do now. So
true. You'd be taking things to bits and going, somebody else.
I'd be earning a lot more money though. So
you'd be taking things to bits and go, that's how it works. You put that back together for me.
So sorry, I digressed and I've forgotten completely what we were talking about. What were we talking about? Who are we? Where are we?
First craft?
Oh yeah, okay. And what was your first craft?
I suppose the same, sewing and knitting from my grandma.
Did you learn to knit or crochet?
Knit.
Knit.
Yeah. I never learned to silk art crochet. I'd like to. I'd like to have a go, but I've just never made the effort. Too many other things I do. But I guess the sewing was the one that stuck because then for me it was everything was always about fashion after that, always. Right up until going to university and doing it and working and all that sort of stuff. So when I was little, I've got 4 brothers and we all used to get things like Action Man for Christmas. So there were 4 soldiers and I'd make nurses' outfits for mine. So I'd be the nurse.
Good.
And just, yeah.
So it's still part of you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
The fashion, so like it influences your craft as well, the fashion side of things.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It does.
Because you piece things together like you're putting a collection together. So your journals have a very cohesive theme throughout them.
I can never just do one of something.
Whereas I throw lots of different things into the mix.
And I suppose I'm still working that same, like when I was at college and stuff, of you make a collection of something. So I won't just make one journal, I'll make a collection of journals, and they'll not necessarily look the same, but they'll all interact with each other, and you could use them, they could go separate pieces, or
they can be individual. Yeah.
And I guess that's why I made 17 journals all on this topic.
Exactly.
Because that's the way my brain works.
Whereas I like a one and finish. Although, I guess my collection would be utilitarian. They're not one thing all the way through.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mishmash, higgledy-piggledy. But that's how my brain works.
Yeah.
So that's how my style works.
And it works.
My sense of style is mishmash, higgledy-piggledy.
So what are you working on at the moment, then? A mishmash, higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, I've still got the dossier to finish, but then I want to move on to I really want to start a grimoire. I've got a couple of Halloween kits that I want to bring out that I'm going to make stuff from. And basically the stuff that I did for the last grimoire, I want to build on that and learn from what I'd done there. And then there's just a few things I'm playing with at the moment. So things I don't necessarily know whether they're going to be turn into something. So I won't necessarily talk about what they are. But I'm playing lots of different things, different techniques. I like experimenting at the moment. I still haven't used that airbrush thing. You know, the one that I had.
Yeah, and then I had.
And then you borrowed, and then you didn't do anything with it, and then I've had back. And I've got an electric airbrusher, and I really want to have a play with that. I will have to have one of those like cardboard boxes with the three hazmat suit and tarpaulin all around my craft house. Yeah, that's true. I'll have to look like I'm going into like a
crime scene.
Yeah, covered in plastic so that I don't. Yeah. Because knowing me, I mean, I can make a mess just from a glue stick. So like, an airbrush, who knows what's going to happen? But you know those splatter boxes. That's what I'm going to need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my craft room will be a splatter box, and it's white, and I don't want to have like cerise pink all up a wall.
Oh, I don't know.
So the potential is great, but the potential is also horrifying.
Yeah, I can see that.
So sorry, I can't heartily laugh, otherwise it really hurts. And I'm going to say, Brian, you need to fill the space while I have a drink.
All right. Well, I'm not really. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say I'm not working on anything because I'm packing, but I have been kind of packing and sorting, and I found a whole load of kits or ends of kits or bits of kits from people that all kind of went together. So I've been putting together like a little folio thing in the evenings when I've done my day's packing and my day's boxing up. So it's like a blue and yellow, and it's sort of spring, summery. It's got teacups and birds.
What Brian really means is he's got the digital archive of the world.
Pretty much.
Basically, Brian has got everything ever released on Etsy.
It's basically there's two of your kits in it. There's an Artie Mace kit in it. There's a Scrimping Mama kit in it. There's somebody else in it.
There's bound to be some Tracy in it.
I don't think they're only label-wise at the moment.
Well, yeah, exactly. Tracy Fox can't be missed.
So yeah, Artie Mace, Scrimping Mama, they're the main three bits of the bits that I found for kits. And then Tracy Fox labels. There's another kit in there who I have no idea who it's by. And then lots of bits of William Morris, because you know I love William Morris. And yes, I've been making a little folio thingy with that, just a bit every night, just so that to come down from the packing of boxes.
Yeah.
So that'll be, I don't know. I stuck some pictures on my Instagram as well because I'd faffed around and made some journaling cards out of a knitting book, and I made some journaling cards out of something else, a bird book, and stuck pictures on my Instagram so people could see.
I've got a bit of a I don't know, maybe a controversial question. Don't mention any names, obviously, but are there any crafters or styles of crafters that you don't enjoy because of something specific? So rather than I don't like that just because it's not me, but is there anything that kind of really puts you off watching people for anything? Because it's just something that...
Yeah, I suppose there's a couple of people who I can't watch. Just it sounds really awful, but
don't mention their names.
No,
I don't want you to be...
There are a couple of people who I can't watch because it's either too chaotic or...
Oh, it's me. That's why you doesn't watch any of mine.
Yeah, well, you said don't mention any names. Or... do you know, just some people's voices just make you go,
yeah,
can't.
Like fingers down a blackboard.
Yeah. And there's not many, but there's a couple who I've kind of watched and then tried again to watch who I just can't.
For me, there's people I can't watch because I find them exclusionary. So things that like the instant turn off for me, and we've both said it before, is Hello Ladies is a real instant turn off for me. I'm sorry if you don't want to welcome me in at the start, then you know, I don't want to be there.
No.
And like, I will always comment and say, you know, something like, is it only for women? Because I don't, and I have had, well, you know, it's like saying hello guys. Well, I don't use hello guys either. I just say hello everyone, and I want everybody to be part of it.
Yeah.
And for me, it must be inclusionary right from the start. I don't want people to feel like they have to be, you know, anything in order to be part of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or to feel like, you know, that they're on the peripheral or anything like that.
I tend not to watch videos as well. I won't even open them if it tells you about mistakes that you're making.
Oh, yeah, I really can't. I can't, yes, I know what you mean. Almost like they are trying to say that they are the oracle of craft. You are doing 10 things you are doing wrong in craft. I'm not doing anything wrong. Everything you do is right.
Yeah.
It's right for you.
I tend not, I won't even open those, I just skip past those.
And I don't like things as soon as people start scolding people like making mistakes. So this is the mistake you often make in craft. That's why I always say, learn from your mistakes, and you know, enjoy making mistakes, because you do learn most from your mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's how you learn to do anything, isn't it? So, like, when you're a child, you learn to walk from the times that you fall over, because you know that you can't do those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a bit of a controversial thing there, because I think it's a discussion point. There are things that I can't watch because of what they do. So there was something that I was watching. So there's a few people that I've started watching. I like watching smaller channels, because I know what it feels like to be lost in, you know, the sea of, you know, I'm basically a barnacle on the bottom of a boat compared to there are some blue whales swimming around, these big mammoth juggernauts of craft that, you know, you only tend to see. So I like to watch other people and support other people. But there's somebody I've been watching that is a smaller channel, who had got something, and it was I don't know what it was. I couldn't watch it because it was very holy. And I've got trypophobia, and it's a fear of random holes. And it is to say that it freaks me out isn't just a mild thing. It's not like, oh, I don't like that. It really makes me feel very uncomfortable and physically sick. That I can't explain how it makes me feel, but it's like all the emotions that I feel when I've watched a horror movie, and I can't watch horror movies either.
Yeah.
And it's that bad. So there are times when I've been watching something and then somebody's been like, you know, and we're going to make all these holes in this thing, or we're going to stretch this thing, and it becomes all whole. I can't watch it. It makes me feel, just thinking about it actually now makes me feel quite ill. So that's bizarre, I know.
And there are some channels that I've always watched. There's some channels that I dip in and out of. I found a couple of new ones recently that I like. But yeah, I tend to just, YouTube throws lots up onto my feed, and people that I'm subscribed to seem to disappear off my feed, and I have to go looking for them in my subscriptions. Yeah. But I will do that. I'll sit and go through my subscriptions and watch people.
There are some smaller channels as well that I've been watching things, and like they've been doing things, and then it stops and they haven't done anything for like 12 months or so. And I think it's because it's so hard to be a tiny channel and not get seen.
Yeah.
And actually, these people are the people I actually do want to see, because they're bringing something new to the, you know, and also the smaller channels like myself and, you know, and others out there, we will credit other people for something we've made, and yet the bigger channels will watch the smaller channels, not say anything, not subscribe, not like the video, but take the idea, run with it, put it out there, it becomes their idea. And then people have said to me before, like, oh yeah, I've seen such and such make that, and like, did you feel inspired by them? And I'm thinking, if you look chronologically, my video came out first. Who do you think had the idea? And I'm just it's just something that frustrates me is like the bigger channels could just share the limelight, but it is that thing, like big Hollywood stars don't really want to nurture the talent of a smaller one because they
do. No,
I know, I'm not saying all, but some don't want to nurture the talent of smaller stars, up and coming stars, because for fear of losing their seat.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, variety is the spice of life. Lots of different ideas. We're all the same. We all watch YouTube, and you get a bit tired of seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
And you want more, and also the smaller channels work harder to gain your attention. I mean, look how many videos I've got out. I've got over 600 videos.
True.
And yet there are some channels that have been doing it for 12 months, got 60 videos and 10 million subscribers. No,
I do sometimes think with that though, it's the luck of the draw.
Oh, it is.
Somebody needs to see one thing, and that gets spread around.
Has it gone viral?
And it's just gone.
So my next craft is me sticking my fingers in a socket, whilst using an airbrush, and with a foot in a bucket of water, and that'll go viral. So
probably will.
I'll be dead, but it'll go viral.
Posthumously, you got a million viewers. Oh no.
So that's it was just a bit of a controversial topic because it's discussion points. The more controversial it is, the more discussion there is. So.
That's true. I don't know how people feel about that. I guess that's more of a people have an opinion. Comments, please, people. Comments.
Yeah.
Do people have an opinion, or is that?
Well, if you're here listening to us, you're clearly like something a bit different.
Because, but do you need to be a YouTuber to kind of feel that angst, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, on YouTube, no comment is a bad comment, because even if it is a bad comment, it still promotes your algorithm. Yeah. So,
and that's the thing, isn't it? It's about bashing that algorithm and people
bashing the albatross. I thought you were going to say, don't bash that albatross. Poor albatross. It's had enough. It's an albatross to start with.
No, but you know what I mean. It's about finding ways to beat the
albatross. Stop saying about the albatross.
The algorithm.
I'm gonna end up laughing again, and honestly, every time you say it, I feel like you're gonna say albatross.
We'll try another question. Let's have a look at me list. We'll try another question.
If you could be an albatross in any era, what era?
Talk to me about sustainability.
Oh, blimey! So, I'm really big on sustainability. I think that we, as crafters, we should do more.
Well, you work for a sustainable charity, don't you?
Yeah, I guess that's why it's in my blood.
Or in your wage packet, anyway.
Oh, it's definitely in my wage packet. Yes, reused money is in my. My money is definitely sustainable. I share mine out a lot. It definitely gets recycled every month. So I just think that in craft there's a lot of waste.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I've said it before. I know I've said about certain big names in craft. Everything comes in plastic packaging, but I think we need to be more mindful of the waste that we create. And we're ideally placed. We are junk journalers. We are the people that should be taking that waste product and turning into stuff. And I know we've had focused topics where we did, the Angela Shrad, the traveling crafter.
Yeah.
She did the focus on using waste materials that you'd otherwise throw away. But I think we should be doing that anyway.
Yeah, I do. And I think we do a fair bit of it when you're making junk journals, like, because we keep bags and we keep plastic to make
And we hoard
windows.
everything.
Basically, we hoard envelopes and bags and any bit of
It
weird...
doesn't go to landfill because this is the land
This
that
is
it's
the
filling.
landfill, any bit of paper that has a weird texture,
Yeah.
anything that looks a bit different, old letters, old books.
Yeah.
So I think we do quite well as junk journalers, but there's always more.
But we buy products.
Yeah.
We
But
buy
there's always
products
more.
that come in plastic. So, like, they're... Some of the things that you get are like, like glue bottles. You can buy glue bottles that are wrapped in that same hard plastic that's really hard to recycle, that you get scissors in, like things like, or razor blades, like really hard stuff where you have to cut all around the seam in order to get the thing off.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be doing stuff like that. We should be practicing what we preach. For me, it really irks me. My bin in my craft room is my recycling bin. It's basically, I put everything in there that is recyclable, but we shouldn't be sending it recycling, because the percentage, it's something like 70% of stuff that you send to recycling doesn't actually get recycled.
Yeah.
Because it gets contaminated with other stuff and it can't be recycled, or it's non-recyclable, or it's not cost effective to recycle. So the whole big thing for me is that we need to reduce this stuff.
Yeah.
So that netting that you get on like bags of oranges and lemons and limes and things like that, that is really terrible. That breaks down into microplastics. And actually it's in the food that we eat. Everything that we eat. So, like, we think, oh, well, it's only affecting the things that are in the sea and that sort of thing. But microplastics are found in a lot of things that we eat. So we need to be doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's scope there for not wrapping it in plastic.
Yeah.
And finding ways to use the things that we maybe, that turn those ugly, potential life-threatening things into works of art, things of beauty.
Yeah, there's got to be ways.
And it's, even if it's just another reason to hoard something else. I don't need any excuse to hoard anything, to be fair.
Reason. How many times are that? You keeping it? Yeah. Are you sure? What are you going to do with it? Don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can't let things go.
Yeah.
So, but...
Says me, who's having trouble packing everything up.
Yes.
Because I don't hoard anything, of course.
No, of course not. No, not at all. But I think that's possibly the scope that we could break into. So, like, there's a lot of things of like upcycling furniture and that sort of thing. Yeah. And I think maybe that's the way that the tide of craft needs to turn, to move towards turning the unwanted into wonderful, or trash into treasure, or rubbish into rambunctious, or
turn your scan and cut into a deck chair.
A plant pot.
Or at least a plant pot. Well, it wouldn't just be a plant pot, would it?
I thought trash to treasure, rubbish to rambunctious was maybe because, like, we call trash rubbish here, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So rubbish to treasure doesn't really go very well. Whereas rambunctious. I love that word now. So rambunctious. When I think of rambunctious, I think of Bridgerton. So I like Bridgerton. I don't know why. Maybe like the characters are all rambunctious.
I don't watch it.
I know you don't watch it. I love Bridgerton, though. So
I'm still obsessed with Downton, so I can still watch that over and over again.
Oh, I'd
and
love to
still
live
cry.
in that era of Downton Abbey. Oh, I'd like to live in the era of Downton Abbey if
Which
I was
era?
in the
Which era as well? Because there's a
so
lot of eras.
like the era that's like kind of in now, like the 20s kind of period, but only because like there's enough technology coming on board.
Yeah.
So it ticks my technology thing. They've
Oh,
got
like,
cars and things
they
like
start
that.
getting fridges and stuff.
I'm not interested in horse and carts. I like cars, and like the cars then were just beautiful. But of course, they'd have to be the gentry. I wouldn't want to be like below stairs.
No, me neither. Knowing me, I probably would be below stairs as like a common Yorkshireman, but I would actually like to be Lady Mary.
Yes, I still love. I can. That's one of the
Think of the fashion.
few series that I can watch over and like literally. I watched it beginning to end. Then I met you, and
I watched it.
you watched it beginning to end with me.
Yeah.
And then we've watched it again beginning to end. And I think we've watched it again beginning to end. And then we've watched dipped in like we do like which episode? Pick a series, pick an episode, and like we watch it like as a single entity. And then I've dipped into it on my own and watched it, and then I've watched it beginning to end as well. So, honestly,
it's one of those things. Yeah, it just there's so much to it. I love it. I do love it. So, what's your TV guilty pleasure at the moment then?
Oh, I don't know whether I've got anything at the moment that's my guilty pleasure.
Mine's Brothers and Sisters. I'm rewatching.
Oh, are you watching? Yeah, you said about that.
No.
Yeah, I know we watched that first episode together. I found it hard to get into again. Whereas when I watched it the first time round, and absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And then watched it again.
Yeah, I started watching it again recently.
But this time round, I think
right in there.
I think the length of time it's been since watching it.
Yeah.
And time has rolled on, and I've rolled out. And so's the barrel. And I haven't dilly-dallied.
Because I watched the first episode twice because I watched it, then I watched it with you. But I got right back into it. I was just like, oh, I forgot. The whole lot of it's all set up in that first episode.
I'm not big. I'm not big on reality programs, and I really don't like the fake falseness of a lot of like that kind of reality thing. But my guilty pleasure.
But go on.
My guilty pleasure is, and it's not on at the minute, is Love Is Blind, and that's like so if you've been here and like then you go home and it's like 11 o'clock at night, I might watch an episode of that once you've gone, and if I know that Vic's coming round, I might squeeze an episode of that in before he gets here. Or honestly, I sit here in the dark watching it in case somebody catches me. It's a bit like I told you about my grandma. My grandma couldn't watch. So my grandma couldn't watch when she had a colour TV. She couldn't watch anything that was black and white in case people thought she couldn't afford a colour TV. She didn't want to be judged by other people, so so you can watch anything in black and white. I have to cough again. Sorry.
Come on.
Okay, 44:39 or something like that.
So, crafting and non-crafting then. What's your favourite season, generally, to live through?
Season?
Yeah. And from a crafting point of view, is there a season that you particularly like making journals of, like an autumn journal or a winter journal or a summer journal or a...
It was only a winter's day.
Oh my God, now you got back a bit. Showing our age.
It's like David Essex that sang
David Essex.
Yeah. My voice is starting to sound a bit like David Essex.
He was like my grandma's heartthrob.
Yes.
She thought he was beautiful.
Yes. Well, he was beautiful. He wasn't. I remember thing. Oh, I've just realised. I was at work the other day watching something on. This is a complete. I'm digressing here, and I've got to digress because I was so excited about it. But I realised who my first crush ever was.
Whom?
It was what's his name from Rent a Ghost?
Don't know what that is.
Rent a Ghost. You're not. Just call Rent a Ghost.
No.
Okay. So, I'm gonna have to. It's a children's TV program, Rent a Ghost.
No.
You must know a Rent a Ghost. Somebody out there, please tell me you know of Rent a Ghost. You know Rent a Ghost. He doesn't know Rent a Ghost.
My face could not be any blanker if I tried. You look it up.
So, what did you ask me? Because there was nothing like what.
Your favourite season in life and craft about.
Timothy Claypole. That was who it was. That was my first. It was my first crush,
So my face
and I remember.
is still really blank.
So it was him, and this was the cast of Rent a Ghost. Oh, you can't see. You guys can't see this.
Still have no idea.
So anyway,
There you go.
what were you saying? Sorry for the
Should we try
digression.
that again?
Yes, let's try. It was only a winter's
What's your
tale.
favourite season in life?
Oh yeah. So
and to craft about.
my favourite season generally is summer. I was born in the summer. I feel like summer is one with me, and I'm one with it, and yeah, okay, I'll stop there. And I just come alive in the summer, although I melt and sweat as well. I'm half dead in the summer as well. And I love the summer, and it's quite ironic living in the UK and loving the summer because it doesn't really happen very much. But
We've had a few warm days.
yeah, we've had a few warm days. We've had a few hot days actually. So, but my favourite season to craft as a theme for is spring, because I love doing in the new year doing like a field notes journal or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really do that this year. I've been doing more my dossier this year, but it's because I didn't want to be a one-trick pony. Nay! Why the long face? Because I'm a one-trick pony. I don't want to be saddled with that.
God.
I need to rein it in. I don't want anybody to tell me to shoo.
Time out, stop.
It's my main hobby. So, sorry. Should I stop now?
Yeah. Finished? Oh, that almost finished you off. Knacker shard for you. Glue. We won't play plastic.
I've got a rack chest now.
Oh dear God. 49:30. You're good on the half.
I am good on the half minute. Oh, well, I'm not good because it makes me hurt. 49:30.
49:30.
Okay. Sorry, the numbers that we're quoting are the times that I'm having to edit out.
Because of the coughing fit.
Because of the coughing fits, so I don't deafen anybody. So, I might not edit them out, I might just reduce the sound on that bit, yeah.
So, summer, yeah?
Summer with spring
for crafting.
Okay, what were yours, Brian? I won't talk about anything to do with horses.
Yeah, horses are done with knacker shard and glue if you're not careful.
Don't start me off with the laughing. I already feel like I need to laugh.
Oh.
I can't.
So, winter and winter.
Winter and winter.
Yeah.
Your favourite season is winter,
Yeah.
and you like crafting about winter.
All my favourite journals have been my winter journals, like the Hours of Winter's Keep, the winter's digitals that you made, the Christmassy journals, stuff like that. And I was born in January. I was a winter baby,
Oh yeah, you were a winter baby.
and I don't do well in the heat because
No.
I turn into, I don't know,
Clammy.
Bab Papa. I just become a blob, melting. 5112.
51. So,
And all my favourite journals have been of a winter theme.
what did you say? 5112.
5110.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like an autumn journal, but that's because we're travelling into winter.
I see. Yeah. Right. Yes, we go.
And
Well, maybe that's what I like about spring.
Yeah, and I like the
travelling
autumn
into summer.
colours and stuff like that. Not necessarily in this country because it's
What, brown?
damp and brown and
Yeah, grey and brown.
well, a couple of leaves fall off and then it rains and there are no leaves left.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The Owls of Winter's Keep.
The stuff you see around the world.
The keep was in uproar. The owls were returning. Bardsley and Painswick, was it? Bardsley and Painswick were the first to arrive back at the keep, which could only mean one thing. Sebastian de Winter was on the move and heading north.
There you go.
That's the first part of the Winter's Keep. That's like tantalised. And I think the last time I read it, I had a voice like this.
Probably, which is why you never did anything with it because you said you'd take it away and re-record it or something.
Yeah, when my voice was better, but like maybe.
But clearly it is.
Sebastian de Winter.
Sebastian de Winter.
I think my voice sounds really nice like this. I like my voice when it sounds like this.
I know, but you've got to not cough. That's the
It's
thing.
deep. Oh, well, I can do that when you're not here because it's you that makes me laugh. So I think I read that whole Sebastian de Winter was on the move, heading north. I sound like I could be on the BBC.
On Audible.
And here on BBC One.
Oh dear. Right, what else have we got then? Favourite thing maybe done.
Actually, here on CBC One.
Here on CBC One. Maybe one day there'll be a CBC too. How many episodes are going to be in a season?
Oh, I don't know. Are we having seasons?
I don't know.
Do we have to do a recap then at the beginning of the next season?
We've established we like two different seasons.
Previously on CBC.
Yeah. You can do that bit. So, where's your favourite place to buy crafting supplies?
Amazon. No. So if we're talking about in reality, I used to love going to Samuel Taylor's.
Yeah.
I really miss Samuel Taylor's. Because they used to do a lot of that one up at where it was.
Big house.
No, the
Leeds, the warehouse.
Yeah, the warehousey one. I loved that place. And then it closed, and then we used to go to Brick House, and then that's closed.
Sad. Now it's just a little market stall and a little shop, isn't it?
But physically, I really like the Art from the Heart.
Yeah.
Now we've been there. I like that. They have Tim Holtzy things, and they have other things. They don't have a huge range of anything, but like they're very much more crafty.
It's the biggest range of Tim Holtz I've ever seen in one place.
Yeah.
Actually, on the shop floor.
I'd like to go back to another craft fair. You know, like that we've been to before in the past, like at the Dome.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. No, not the Dome. Not that Dome.
No. Doncaster Dome.
Yes, Doncaster Dome.
I won't quite call that the Pleasure Dome.
No, it's not quite the Pleasure Dome, and it's not. We don't need another hero.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Well, she did Mad Max, didn't she?
She did.
And that was something to do.
Remember the shoulders on that
Was that
dress?
not the dome? That was a dome. Pleasure Dome. Yeah.
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome. That's it.
Because there's life beyond the Thunderdome.
Yes. So, but I also love shout out to Calder Art Supplies in Huddersfield. They aren't a crafty place, so they don't sell crafty supplies. But
they do. They have some crafty stuff these days.
Do they? But they don't do things like Tim Holes and that sort of thing.
I don't know. But so, they've branched out more with crafty stuff since they opened that little store.
Extra bit.
Yeah. They do fab paper.
But they'll do a lot of arty supply stuff that, obviously is, bridges the gap and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Their little upstairs bit with all the papers. I love it.
But I haven't been for ages, so it could be...
I was there not long ago.
Oh, were you? Yeah. All right.
I had to go buy a scalpel.
Say, a scalpel.
It's the only place I've ever physically seen them.
Yeah.
So I went on the bus and bought one.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
So what about you then?
What about me? Poke.
Poke? What about you then?
There's several places. Colruyt, fabulous. Any good self-respecting charity shop that has a book section.
Oh yeah.
Some more than others. Like the Pass It On in Batley that's open. They've got a lot of books. But the Scope that was there one door down or two doors down, that's been there a lot longer, also used to have a massive range of books, which seems to have got smaller. I don't know if Pass It On have surpassed.
Well, then maybe they've passed it on to pass it on.
Maybe they have passed it on. You never know. So I like a good rummage in a charity shop. Scrap.
Oh yeah, scrap. How can I not talk about scrap? Of course, I love scrap. Although it's not specifically craft supplies. It's making use of the things that
but it's all that sustainability
other folks leave behind. When you're wobbling in Wimbledon. If you don't know the Wombles of Wimbledon, look them up. So
they collected the things that other people didn't want.
Yeah, underground and overground.
Yeah,
and they were wobbling free. Yeah, Madame Cholet.
Yeah,
Wellington.
They were a very diverse group.
They were a very diverse group. Yes,
if not a little weird looking if you came across one.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Nose pretty similar to mine.
Used to come to my shop when I worked down there.
Okay. We'll leave that there.
Madame Cholet didn't really cook all those fabulous meals. She used to come to my shop.
I see. I'm glad to clarify that. Sorry, please don't make me laugh at this moment in time.
But yeah, scrap. I love scrap because you can always find something that you don't need.
Yes, exactly.
We always come away from there with a bag load of stuff
that's been rescued from landfill.
Yeah. But it's been rescued from landfill, and you can, fill our landfill. Mm-hmm. So it's not a landfill that if the house
will be. Yeah.
Art from the Heart was amazing. I really enjoyed that. That's where I got my Twin Holtz fabrics from. Where else? I think that's it.
People would actually hear the clock ticking of those clocks.
I know.
Because it was so quiet. That's not like us to be quiet. It's because I can't laugh.
I know.
It really hurts.
And so where are your favourite places then? So if they're your favourite places for supplies, favourite places for inspiration?
Pinterest is a very hot spot for inspiration for me. But also the wide world. So I love looking at things that exist, or I'd love to go to like a history museum. I mean, that's what museums usually are. Is about things that are old. They don't like the future museum. I'd like to go somewhere where it was about like old officey equipment or that sort of thing, because that's the thing that really.
We should go to the medical museum. That's in Leeds.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'd be a bit frightened of seeing some gory stuff or like things with holes,
cavities.
Yeah. So, but I'd like to see, like, you know, that kind. Maybe we need to go to the Media Museum because I'd like to see that because that might be inspirational.
Well, we were talking about going to London at some point. I'll take
like
you to
to
some
see
museum down there.
Old stuff that we use, so the social history stuff, because that would be so, like the War Museum, or the Underground Museum. I'd like to go to those kind of places because I think they would inspire my desire to kind of replicate that kind of
Oldie worldliness.
Yeah, that's what I think that they would give me. My voice has got very deep.
Yeah, it's not very deep. You've become very I don't know, something.
It was only a winter's tale. Whatever, I can't sing when I'm like that. I can't sing anyway, but like
it's not made any better by
my voice
dropping several octaves.
No, several. An octopus.
An octopus, you say? Where? There on the stair. Did you not get to a bottle of Jaeger?
Don't start with that, please.
Oh. 101.
101.
101.51. Oh dear.
So we're kind of like at an hour anyway.
We are. So do you want one last topic that I wish to discuss?
Okay.
So
hang on, 101.51.
101.51. And this is nothing to do with anything we've talked about.
Go on.
Birthday cake. When can you have it?
Anytime you flaming well feel like. I do.
Yeah. I just heard two people discussing it, and one of them was very much of the opinion that it was a celebration cake. You could only have it for a celebration, like a birthday or Christmas cake at Christmas, whereas the other person believed they could have birthday cake every day of the week if they so chose. And I just thought, that's perfect because that's you.
So what about you? What do you think about birthday cake? When should you have birthday cake?
I wouldn't have birthday cake on a daily basis like you would, but I'd have a Christmas cake every day.
Oh, I know you would, yeah. But birthday cake for me, it was like a revolutionary moment of, I'm an adult. I can buy myself a birthday cake and I can flaming well eat it if I like. And nobody is going to say, well, you can't do that. You can't have that. It's a birthday cake. You should only have it for your birthday. It was like that light bulb moment where I almost felt like I'd suddenly become an adult. Like at the age of 54 and 8 months.
Well, and I'd be the same if you could buy Christmas cake all year round. I would,
you
buy
can't,
Christmas
but you
cake
can't.
all year round.
And it's very expensive, Christmas cake.
I know, but I love
Christmas cake.
That big, rich, fruity.
Christmas cake isn't a thing around the world, though. So, people won't necessarily know what you mean. But it's very dark, rich fruit
cake full of
quite
dried fruits and
dodgy. It's usually laced with brandy or something like that.
And then it's covered in like the shop bought ones.
Covered in marzipan and a layer of icing. Okay, so on the icing side of things, what do you prefer, fondant icing or royal icing? So fondant icing is the soft one, and royal icing is the one that's got almost like a meringue, like
a crunch.
Yeah.
Royal icing.
Yeah, that's the one. When I used to make them, that's what I used to put on mine. Is the royal icing. I just don't make them anymore because there's only you that eats it. So.
And I don't deserve it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not saying that you don't deserve it. I'm just saying that it's a lot of effort just for, and you have to start making it like about now so you can lace it with brandy, feed it every couple of weeks, right the way up to Christmas, so that although it tastes really strongly of brandy, it's not going to blow your head off, or mean that you can't drive for 6 months.
Yeah, I have to make do with. I can buy Christmas cake for a certain length of time, and I will. But then I have to make do with cinnamon cake over Easter, which is good, but not quite the same.
No.
And then I have to wait again until Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't I?
You do.
It's not fair.
Whereas
you can have birthday cake.
I can have birthday cake whenever I like. Although it's not the same as the birthday cake I remember when I was younger. I used to have birthday cake that was sponge. So I do not like chocolate cake of any kind. Do not bring me chocolate cake. It is not a joy for me. Chocolate cake is not a joy. I repeat, this is a warning. Chocolate cake is not a joy.
Public information.
Yes.
No chocolate cake in this house.
Brought to you by the CBC channel. Chocolate cake is forbidden.
It needs to be
Step away with your chocolate
It needs
cake.
to be either a rich fruit cake for me or a...
It has to be like a Madeira sponge with jam, a little bit of buttercream. Preferably it'd be better with like real cream in, but like you can't make an iced cake with real cream in, otherwise it goes off. And they used to be layered in a layer of like very thin marzipan and then icing over the top of that. But now you just get them, and they don't taste as delicious as they did when I was a child. But trust me, it doesn't stop me eating a whole one. Not in one go, necessarily. When it says, I love it when I buy them and it says serve 16, and I'm like, 16? It might serve me like over the course of a week, but it won't, because it won't be 16 slices. It'll be turned into. I'll tell you now.
Be 16 hand slapped if 16 people went
Yes.
on
These 16 disgruntled people that have been sent away from my home.
Leave my cake alone.
I can have my cake and eat it.
You can. And on that happy note.
Yes. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you. Well, it will be soon.
It will,
not
yes.
That far
4th
away.
of August, not far now.
Yeah.
So we're racing towards it.
But, I don't know if racing is the right word, because I don't run for anybody.
No, and like I find him running harder these days.
If you see me running,
stumbling.
If you see me running, then something's chasing me. You better run faster.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
they're going to get you.
Well, I can definitely outrun you anyway, so, and I can't outrun anybody. So
yeah, well,
snails outrun me, but like you are miles behind.
Yeah, with my knees, you've no chance. I can't run anywhere at the moment.
I'm not. I don't run for anybody. I'm sorry. Nobody needs to see an out of control lava lamp running down the street. So, on that note,
say goodbye.
Goodbye. Say goodbye, Brian.
Goodbye, Brian.
Thanks very much, folks. Thanks for a lovely episode again, and we will see you again probably for episode 10.
Well, I would have thought.
I would have thought so.
We've managed this many. I'm sure we can manage one more.
Yes, unless somebody steals my cake, in which case there'll be other priorities.
Well, there might just be you next week. So.
Yes. Right, I'm going to have to go because I'm going to have to cough again.
Okay.
All right then, folks.
Bye,
take care. People. Lots of love to you all. I don't know why I'm waving to you. You just can't see it. All right,
bye.
Take care. Bye.